What is going on, guys? Disney Dan here. Welcome back into the channel and welcome to episode number 19 of Disney Fiasco. Wow, we're already on episode 19. What a crazy week, especially with Disney news this week. It's just been absolutely crazy. Let's just turn that on silent. We are back, and as you can see, we've got Megan back with us after taking a little bit of a hiatus last week. So welcome back, Megan from Mickey's Magic. It's so good to see you back here.
Thanks, Dan. It's so good to be back. I missed being here. I miss talking about Disney. It's really bad. But then also just when I just get to hang out with my friends on Saturday night. So I miss that too.
And again, the last couple of weeks, Corey unfortunately won't be able to be with us for a couple of weeks. Again, thing is with Corey, if you haven't checked out his video that was released today, it was called what was it? It was
like Follow Your Dreams. It was so good.
Follow Your Dreams, and it was one of the best. Honestly, like I said a couple of weeks ago about our favorite videos of the month, I think this would be up in one of my favorite videos of the month. Corey is just killing it right now, and we both know quite personally what he's going through right now in terms of moving and school and his job and everything. So we need him. We hope that everything works out really well for him, and he'll be back for sure. He'll definitely be back in the next couple of weeks. So big shout out to Corey.
Everyone go show Corey some love. Give him some love. Tell him that you guys love his new video, and just because he is going through so much stuff and he is dealing with a lot of stress, it's so nice to be able to give someone that positive affirmation that they're doing such a good job. And I think especially on Corey's latest video, it's something that we all kind of need to hear. I don't know how you feel about that, Dan. Sometimes I feel like it is sort of easy to give into what society. I think this is a whole nother conversation, but then to follow up. Oh, hi, Arjans. To follow your own dreams and to do what makes you happy, which might not equate to financial success, but your own happiness.
Sure.
So.
No, he that video was absolutely amazing, and thank you, Leanne, for putting his link in the chat. So who have we got? We've got Steve's World, we've got Avery, we've got Our Disney Adventures, we have Leanne is here, we've got Avery, welcome, we've got R. Johns, the man is here, Wishing Mal, Zoe's here, Kate Atwood is here. Wow, guys, it's just been a really great turnout today. I just want to say, guys, first and foremost, if you didn't check out my live stream yesterday, I just wanted to say thank you so much for reaching over 600 subscribers.
Congrats, Dan. Woo, woo.
It's crazy. We'll talk about that another time, about how it's just been a crazy year. But it's Disney Fiasco Day. It's Saturday. It's episode number 19. Episode 20 is next week, Megan.
Boom. I can't believe it.
20 episodes. Big shout out to Mouse Talk, who are in the chat. Walt joined us last week with Adam's Land, and we had a great show last week. So please go check that out as well. But we are back today doing Disney Fiasco. Thank you, Angela, so much. I really do appreciate it. And Megan, you're on your way to 800.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Dan. 700.
Hey, that's near 800. So
kind of, I guess.
we'll both be at 1,000 very soon.
Well, I hope so. I mean, to me, it's just I'm making so many friends, and it's awesome because I'm finding in my real life, there's no one else that likes Disney. Well, maybe one or two people, but there's definitely no one else that likes Disney as much as me. So to find people that like Disney as much as me and that talking about it as much as me is a gold mine. It's amazing.
Which is why we love this community so much. But if you're new to Disney Fiasco, this is the show where we talk about our favorite things about Disney, especially Walt Disney World and Disney movies. 2 weeks ago, Megan and I talked about Disney characters that take on Thanos, which was one of my favorite episodes. I think it was super fun. But this week we are finally bringing it back to Walt Disney World. And we've already, gone around the parks and talked about our favorite rides and attractions. But I was thinking it was an idea that I had last week, but we changed it last minute. And I wanted to start talking about individual lands at Walt Disney World. So this week we are starting with the first land that you would normally go to at Disney, and that is Main Street USA at the Magic Kingdom. So we'll talk about Main Street USA today and talk about our favorite things about Main Street USA. So please, in the chat, just chat about what your favorite things about Main Street USA. Make sure we're hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel, turn that notification on, and check out Megan's channel as well. So if somebody wants to put that in the chat below, please do. We got Michelle. Welcome. You're going on a Disney. You're going on a cruise in a week on the Disney Wonder. That is awesome. I'm very
Halloween.
So jealous.
I'm
and
so
Tiddles
jealous.
is here as well. Welcome, Tiddles. So, all right. So normally we go around the table, but because it's only us two, I guess we'll just go backwards and forwards like we do normally. Right. But we'll start with you, Megan. What is your first thing? What's the first thing when you think of Main Street USA? What's the first thing that comes to you?
Well, first, I would like to just say, Walt, I sang that. I'm walking right down the middle of Main Street USA. I sang that, but
where's Corey with the singing, right?
I know, right? But of course, when I think of Main Street, I think of that castle reveal. Like anytime I walk down Main Street, or like I'm walking past like Tony's, and then I like turn that corner and it's like there, and it's like and I see the castle and I get like goosebumps, and it's like the most amazing feeling ever. And that's why I love Disney, because of those feels, as Corey would also say. But just that reveal, like the castle reveal, is just like, that's what I think of. Yeah.
I think that for me, that first feel that you get the first time you see the castle, there's no other sight like it. And especially when you go with somebody who's never been before, who's never even experienced going to a Disney park before, as soon as you turn that corner and you see the castle, it's like, wow, you're like a kid. You really feel that child coming out of you, and feel like you're going to have the most magical journey. And it really that's what Main Street does so well. It really just sets the tone of what your Disney trip is going to be about.
For sure.
Hey, Samantha Paxton, how are you? It's good to see you. And what I was just reading about the castle and how it was, it's, placed, to, how it kind of works with Main Street USA. And as soon as you get through the turnstiles, you don't see the castle straight away. Now, in places like Disneyland Paris, you can see it from the turnstiles. But deliberately, they put the train station right in front of you, so you're not seeing the castle straight away. And going on the, the left or the right-hand side, depending on, whatever way you go through, it builds up that anticipation. It's like, I'm trying to think of a comparison. It's like the climax of a movie. It's like you see the teaser trailer of a movie. You see the teaser on the monorail of the castle or on the boat, but you don't get the full effect. And then as soon as you go into Main Street and you turn that corner from the Emporium or from the confectionery, bang, you get the climax, the big final scene in the movie, and you see the castle. And I think that's what makes it so special. So I think it's an incredible. I think that's what the number one thing that you think about when you think of Main Street USA, and it's that view from there to the castle.
Walt says every time we see the castle, we just feel so grateful to be able to visit yet again. Many people don't get the chance to go, so we feel very fortunate and so happy. And I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
It's just like every time like I said, the Disney feels, like you just get that.
And I think the added things to it to make it even special, like Kay said, with the balloons, like you see the cast member holding all the balloons, and you see all the different characters, which we may talk about later. Just getting that kind of the sounds and the smells really just make it that much better. And I love that pick. Do you remember the first time you ever, saw the castle from Main Street USA?
I went to Disney World a lot when I was a child. Mostly because I still have family that live in Florida, but my grandparents live very close to Orlando. So like my family would go down there several times a year to go and visit my family. And we would go to the parks for a couple of days. But as an adult, I don't really remember my childhood experiences or like seeing everything. I know my mom has a lot of video of me as a kid, but I like haven't seen that, and I would like to see that at some point. But as an adult, like I saw it. I don't like. I just remember, like I think I started to cry. Like it just like to see the castle, like it's so hard to put into words because I think the thing that Disney does best and it makes you feel like a kid.
Yeah.
And it's just as Dan and I were like getting ready to like go live, we were talking about like adulting struggles and like to sort of forget about that stress or like life problems for like, I don't know, a couple days. I think that's part of the magic.
It is.
And
no, you're right.
I think just to be able to put yourself in this magical world where nothing else really matters except being happy, like seeing your favorite characters come to life, riding attractions, seeing shows, like that's the best part. Yeah. And hi, Cargo. Hi,
Cargo.
It's just
have fun on your date night.
Yes. Good husband.
Yep.
But I don't know. I think everyone could agree that that's sort of what Disney World does for us. Like that's why we're all here talking about it. That's why we all have YouTube channels that talk about this, because we love that feeling, like that. It's sort of unexplainable. It's just like, I literally have goosebumps. Like I wish you guys could see, like I have goosebumps on my arms talking about it. Like I get like super passionate about when I talk. And wait, sorry, Dan, I'm just going to get sidetracked for 1 second. Michelle Verico, she said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Yep. It was a Walt Disney quote. Mm-hmm. And I made a video like a couple weeks ago talking about sort of my journey on YouTube. And like, I was like crying when I was making it. And I like kept watching it over because I was so excited to make it and show you guys Disney through my eyes. And I feel like I'm like losing track of what I'm saying. But anyway, Disney is so magical. And Dan, do you remember the first time you saw it? You saw the magic?
Just very, very quickly. Hey, MU, free music for your videos. They've been great supporters recently. And Nick, I'll talk about Nick at the end of the video because he's given me an idea for episode number 20. We'll come back to that. So I don't remember the first time that I saw the castle because like you, I went as a child and although I remember some of the trip, I don't remember everything. Like I remember going on Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin like 20 times. Hey AJ, what is up, my friend? But I don't remember seeing the castle for the first time. But in 2016, there was a time where I saw the castle that really made me cry. Now, if you didn't know, in 2016 was my year when I was a cast member, and every cast member goes through a traditions class where they go to Disney University and get taught the Disney way and the Disney things that you do and not do. And then what they do is at the end of that, they take you through the utilidors and bring you up onto Main Street. Mm-hmm. Though I had already been on Main Street before and Disney before, it was very different because those previous times I was a guest, whereas this time I'm now a cast member and feeling like the Magic Kingdom is my home, and I'm getting all teary-eyed as I'm thinking about it. So I would go through your utilidors, and obviously I'm not going to tell you what goes under the utilidors, but we go upstairs and we come through, and bam, we're on Main Street out of nowhere. People don't really see us. I can't tell you where the entrance and exits are, but bang, we're on Main Street. People don't really see where we're coming from. And there's just a big group of us, and we see the castle for the first time. I'm in my suit, and I'm like, this is it. I'm starting my Disney journey. And it was just such a special moment seeing the castle because for that reason. Mm-hmm. So although I don't remember the first time I see the castle, there are certain times where seeing the castle has been, very, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Wow,
sure.
that first one, that first one's taken us about 15 minutes.
I would talk, like, seriously, I would talk about Cinderella's castle.
Yeah,
Also, like, to like not to make this discussion any longer, but have you ever seen The Kiss Goodnight? Because
yeah.
I just saw The Kiss Goodnight for the
Yeah.
first time on my trip just this last time, and I was like crying. It was
Yeah.
so beautiful. And
It's
then to hear the music and see like all the lighting effects, I was just like in heaven.
it's a must do every time for me. It just I remember just watching it and just actually staying put, because when they started doing the Kiss Goodnight, it's pretty much telling you to get out.
Leave.
But I would wait for them to do it 3 more times because they keep playing it.
Yeah.
And then wait until I'm like the last people to leave the park, because it really does make that experience just so much better. Right, we've got to move on because we could talk about this forever. But maybe we'll do a castle show at one point.
Yeah,
I'm sure that will be for real. So back to Main Street USA. And now, when I thought of Main Street USA, I didn't think of anything in particular. I was just thinking of the land generally. So my first pick was, it's your first Disney park expression. It's the first thing that you see. Now, if you've never been to Disney before, or if you haven't been for a while, your first park that you would normally go to, I feel, is the Magic Kingdom. And it's the first thing that you see if you on a Disney trip. It is the first thing you go to. It's the first thing you see. It's the first thing that sets your vacation into something amazing. And arguably, so Magic Kingdom is the most popular theme park in the world. So effectively, Main Street USA is the most popular land in the world. One, because it literally, it gets flooded every single day to watch fireworks. Yeah. And it's the way to get in and out of the park every day. It is the land, I feel, in the Magic Kingdom. It's the one that people all see, because some people just stay. Some people don't go to Storybook Circus. Some people don't spend a lot of time in Adventureland or Tomorrowland or whatever. But everyone must go through Main Street. And it's just one of those lands that is it's the busiest, but also the most unappreciated. And I feel it's something that it is what Disney for me is all about, especially in the Magic Kingdom. It's meant to take a little bit of inspiration from Marceline, Missouri, where Walt grew up. Hey Juan, hey Belle, what's going on? But it's meant to be, the turn of the century. It's meant to be something that really takes you out of the world that you know and you're living in into something completely different. It feels like you're in a completely different time, and the setting is just perfect. You still feel that you're in the United States. You still feel like, but everything is different. Everything down to the lampposts, everything down to the mailboxes, everything down to the vehicles, everything is so different to the outside world. And I just feel like the impression that you get when you walk through the turnstiles, under the train station, into Main Street, that first wow moment is the number one thing on my list. It's that wow moment when you see Main Street, knowing that you are back at Walt Disney World or go to Disney for the first time. So, hey, Christy's Corner, welcome. It's good to see you. So yeah, that's my pick. I would just call it the wow moment. So I guess it's similar to when you see the castle. It's the same kind of thing, I feel.
That's so funny that we came up with something so similar for our number one. Leanne says she calls it the Disney excellence. But I think, like, even before, like, so usually when my mom and I travel together, it's usually my mom and I, we have to park at the Ticket and Transportation Center. And even when I get there, I'm like, yes, it's Disney. I'm going to Magic Kingdom. Like, we don't normally go to the Ticket and Transportation Center to go to Epcot, but if we're park hopping, we don't know. So even when I get on the ferry or the monorail, I'm like, yes, Magic Kingdom. It's so, like, it's a Disney magic. But then once I get off of that, like off the monorail, off the ferry, I like I'm like one of those people that like when I get really excited, I start to walk really fast. And so like I start to pick up my pace like really, really fast. And I'm like, yes, let's get in, let's get in. And then when I see the train station, I'm like, this is it. I'm home. I'm home. Yeah.
It's that special moment. And Christy goes, "Lol, my first time walking through Main Street was last year, and it was so overwhelming. More prepared this year. We go in 7 days." And I think you're right. I think it's certainly a thing where if you've never been there before, if you've never been to Walt Disney World before, and you literally Disney uses gateways, going from one land to another. And the biggest one you would say is Main Street, going from the outside world into Main Street. And I think it can be a little bit overwhelming because it's the busiest land in the world, but it does bring you out of the world that into something magical, and you're going to have a great vacation out of it. So yeah, that was my number one pick.
Well, not only that, but Main Street leads you to the hub, which leads you into all of the other lands. Yeah. So Main Street is that like quintessential like area that sort of it transports you into those different worlds: Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, Adventureland, Frontierland. I mean, it doesn't have a direct connection to Frontierland, but it brings you into those different worlds. And I like never sat down to actually think about that, but it's amazing how much Main Street really does for the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, we got to move on because we're
only on number 2 and we're like 22 minutes in.
This could easily be a 3-parter.
Yeah,
right. Okay, number 2, go for it.
Okay, so a lot of people know about the partner statue in the hub. It has Walt and Mickey, but then I don't know, a lot of times of the year it's visible, sometimes for like special like occasions like Christmas time, or I don't know, other times of the year they may not have it in like visible whatever, but it's the Roy and Minnie statue that they're sitting on a bench. It's sort of in that area where Chip and Dale meet, and then Pluto meets, or like Marie meets, and where the flag is. And it's just like, I know a lot of you guys probably appreciate Roy as much as Walt because of how much he put into the company, how much work he did for, animation, everything about the Walt Disney Company. And to recognize Roy and Minnie, who are 2 big parts of the Walt Disney Company, I think is amazing. I love the partner statue, but I love that bench statue there. And you could sit next to Minnie and get your picture taken there. And it's just like, I'm like trying to talk really fast because I want to get to all of our things, but it's so amazing. If you guys have not seen it or gotten a picture there, it is a must do. You need to do it because Roy Disney is like part of the reason why we have all this stuff today. Like, he's amazing.
To be honest, I would even go one further and say if it wasn't for Roy, we wouldn't have Walt Disney World at all.
Exactly what Dan said.
Because Walt died before Walt Disney World opened.
Yep.
And it was originally called Disney World. It was only really till Roy said, right, we're going to put Walt's name before Disney World, because otherwise it's in honor for him.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I don't know how controversial this is going to be. Walt's park was Disneyland. This is Roy's park.
I totally agree with you. Hashtag controversial.
Hashtag controversial, but it's true. It is really true.
Yeah.
I would even go further and say Roy's park was Magic Kingdom and Epcot was more Walt's park, because the whole point of Walt Disney World was to create this future city of Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I would say Roy's park was more Magic Kingdom, whereas Walt was more Epcot. So, but look, they're both as equally as important as each other, and it was quite. So this last trip, I remember just you might have caught this on my live stream on my last night, but there was a family going up to the statue, the Roy and Minnie statue, the park bench, and the mother goes to the daughter, "Do you want to go and sit down with Walt and Minnie?"
Oh.
And I just go like this.
No.
I'm like, I'm like, no, no, Walt is over there. He's right in the front, in front of the castle. This is Roy. He doesn't even look like Walt. It looks nothing like Walt at all. And I'm just like, no, what are you doing?
That's so cringy.
I'm like, no, that's not. It's not what it is. It's just, I think it's such. All right, Cargo. Have a great night. Take care. Have fun. And look, it like you said, it's definitely a must-do for sure. I think people really need to appreciate that statue and that bench with Roy and Minnie, and it is something that is certainly overlooked. So, yeah, really, really, really good choice. Number 2 for me. It's taken nearly half an hour, but it's food time.
Oh yeah,
it's food time. All right, here we go.
Food.
Right. Before we get started, I just want to say, everybody in the chat, you need to go and get something to eat right now because I'm about to make everybody very, very hungry.
Oh, snap.
Right. You can very easily have all 3 meals of the day on Main Street USA.
Yeah.
That's including a snack. That's including a drink. Let me run through your day, right? Okay, so breakfast. You get to Magic Kingdom, rope drop really, really early. You're really hungry. What's the first thing you go to? The Main Street Bakery. Yes, it's a Starbucks now, but they still make their own signature pastries there. Just get anything there. It's gonna fill you up. It's just gonna comfort you for the rest of the day. It's gonna be nice, warm, like croissants and just lots of pan of chocolates. It's just gonna be really, really good. Or a cookie or a muffin. That's where you need to go for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Lunch. Maybe not the best place in Magic Kingdom, but it's certainly a place on Main Street, and that's Casey's Corner. For me, I would go more for the corn nuggets, the corn dogs, than the actual hot dogs. Get the fries as well. But the hot dogs are, they're good. They're, you can easily get one of those foot-long hot dogs with everything on it and bacon and whatever. Easy peasy. Snack, easy peasy. Confectionery has everything that you could possibly want if it's sweet. If you want something a little bit more savory, there's like 20 different popcorn stands, so you can go get popcorn instead. And then dinner, simple. The Plaza. The Plaza is probably one of the most underrated restaurants in the whole of Disney World. I think it's so good. It's comfort food. It's nice. It's warming. You can always get a reservation there. And I think it's just something really quite special, and I think people overlook it a lot. Now, you also have the Crystal Palace. You can go there for lunch. You can go there for breakfast. You can go there for dinner, and you can meet Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Eeyore and Pluto. Wait, no, not Pluto. Piglet. That's it.
Some other animal that starts with a P.
It's 12:30 at night.
I know, damn. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, you got the Crystal Palace, and then you have the endless carts of all different things that you can get throughout Main Street. You can easily get such great food in Main Street. And let me tell you the last thing that I've saved for last. Just before Happily Ever After, head into the ice cream parlor, get yourself a really nice sundae and some of that really great ice cream. Mic drop. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. That's it. That's it.
What's so funny is that I have never considered the Crystal Palace a part of Main Street, but maybe it is. Like, do you think it is? Because I guess maybe that's another topic too, but I have never considered it a part of Main Street. But now that I think about it, yeah, it is kind of.
For me, it's not in the hub.
Yeah.
I don't feel it's in the hub because the hub for me is that central point.
Yeah.
But Crystal Palace is not on Main Street.
Yeah.
And technically neither is the Plaza. Because
they should have their own section.
Yeah. But for me, I consider it part of Main Street because it's kind of all nearly linked together. So I'm going to count it. If the Plaza is on Main Street USA, when you look up on My Disney Experience, then I think Crystal Palace is as well because it's literally on the other side.
Yeah, it's basically in the same exact spot, but just
on the other side.
Other side, yeah.
So, but yeah, that's food had to come up at some point.
You can't have Disney, Dan, without food, especially Disney food. Like, come on.
There you go. There you go. Now, I know you, according to the Disney website, it's considered part of Main Street, says
Very
Avery. Then there we go. Now, I know you're vegan.
Yes.
What are some of the really great places to go eat on Main Street that really like, you know, that have appealed for you, as speaking as someone who's vegan?
So I've eaten at Tony's.
Yep.
I just saw that they came out with like a vegan sausage at Casey's, and I really want to try that the next time I go. So like I'm going to Disney in like, what is it, like 40 days or something like that. I can't remember how many days. Oh my gosh. And I really want to try that. Like it looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm generally like, it's hard for me to get sweets, but I know that they do serve dairy-free ice cream there. And I don't know, generally my mom and I will bring our own food into the park because it's just really expensive. But we've been trying different things now. Like we have reservations for Sci-Fi Dine-In, and we have to do so many other things because we're just testing it out. But it's sort of hard for me because I have, you know, dietary restrictions. I'm sure other people like have dietary restrictions that might find it hard to eat, but generally Disney is like really good about getting you food that you can enjoy that tastes really good. Oh, hi Helen, Dan's Disney friend.
Just very, very quickly, I'm sorry to break this out. If anybody is going to Disney from October this year, right till October, December, January, like February, March of 2020, Helen is going to be working in the UK Pavilion. So
I'll have to go. Oh
so
my gosh.
Go say hi to my friend Helen.
Helen, we'll make it happen. I'm going to Epcot because we need to do the food and wine because we didn't do Epcot when I just went with my boyfriend. But my mom and I, like, we're going to Epcot. So we will visit you at the UK
Pavilion. So there is a lot of 2 weeks. I can't believe it's 2 weeks till you move.
Yay!
So there are a lot of things that you know you've seen that can accommodate to people who are vegan and have dietary requirements, which is really amazing. No, that's really, really cool. I didn't actually think of Tony's, to be honest, because I did go there once and I was quite underwhelmed by it. So that's why I would rather go to somewhere like Crystal Palace or the Plaza for dinner, I think.
Of course, I've eaten at Crystal Palace. Like, I keep forgetting that Crystal Palace is like a part of Main Street now, even though Avery just cleared it up for us. But I've eaten at Crystal Palace a bunch of times.
Oh, it's great.
And it's
so good. I actually prefer a breakfast over dinner, I think.
We have only eaten breakfast there because we try and get the reservations for before so if you guys don't know, the park opens like most of the time around 9. Sometimes it opens at 8. But if it does open at 9 and there's no extra magic hours, try and get the 8:05 a.m. like breakfast reservation, because you get into the park and you get like these beautiful shots of the castle because no one's there. And that's what we try and do. And Winnie the Pooh is my favorite. And I love Winnie the Pooh and Friends. So yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Disney World Adventures, and hey, Morty Mouse. Morty. What is up, Morty? How is it going, my friend? It's good to see you. It's really good to see you. Nice. I love it. Well,
and dudettes.
Gosh, I could talk about food all day, honestly.
I know. Like, the castle and food. Dan, we're already halfway done.
Who was here when me and Corey were talking about food, and by the end, I was so hungry.
I still think that you and Corey have to do like a showdown of Walt Disney World nuggets. You
will not like the fact that Cosmic Rays are the best nuggets in Disney.
Guys, for people in the chat, this has been an ongoing discussion for a long time now. Who has the best chicken nuggets at Walt Disney World?
Helen can vouch for me. Nuggets of Walt Disney. There we go. Nuggets of Walt Disney World. She has that Instagram, and it's got like over I don't know how many hundreds.
I follow that Instagram account. By the way, I don't even eat chicken nuggets.
Nugs at Cosmic Rays is where it's at. Right, we're moving out from there. We need to stay on Main Street.
I know, right?
We need to stay on Main Street. Right. We are back to you. We're actually doing okay. I thought we were going to be talking way too much. But we are now on round number 3. Make sure we're hitting that like button, guys, subscribing to the channel and sharing out the stream, because we want to bring in some new people who love Disney as much as we do. So
really
yeah,
love Disney.
we love it. We just love it too much, especially the nuggets.
Yeah, right.
I can't keep it together tonight.
I know.
Right. Round number 3. What are we doing on Main Street?
Okay, we're talking about the train station at the Main Street train station. First of all, if you guys haven't seen so if you guys don't know, I'm sure most of you know, there's like sort of 2 levels to it. So like the bottom level has like all this cool like memorabilia type stuff like that you could look around, and it's like old like antique-y. I don't even know how to like describe it. But then on the second floor of it is where you have the track to do the Walt Disney World Railroad. And like, I love riding the railroad. Like, I think that's so underrated to go all around the Magic Kingdom. And I'll just sit on there and I'll just ride it around and ride it around. And it's just so relaxing because no one's ever there. But the train station itself is so beautiful. It's so beautifully constructed. And like Rip Main Street, like train morning show, like that was amazing. But now they have the new like morning show at the stage. But like when they would bring all the characters on the train station and then it's also a really good spot to watch the parades and the fireworks. And I just love the design of it. And Walt Disney loved trains. So it just makes me feel very connected to him in that sense.
Sure. Now, gosh, a lot to talk about. So Walt, like you said, Walt loved trains. Like if you know anything about Walt Disney's actual history, he loves trains. He actually had his own like railroad in his like miniature railroad in his backyard. Like he loved it so much. So having a train station and a railroad is a must at Disney. And it's a must do, I think, for people to do. And people don't really realize how important it is and what it does. And now going back on that show that they used to do to open the opening show, I knew a friend whose family was chosen as the welcome family.
Oh my God.
And I was so jealous. And what they told me is that they had to get there literally half an hour before the show started. They had to be picked out of the crowd. And then they literally, I'm not even kidding you, they sit inside the station with all these characters, like meeting and greeting with them, interacting with them. And then as soon as the railroad, the train comes by, they run through the train, and then some of the characters are already on board, and then they go, hello, da, 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 da. They do all the songs, and it was just like, they said it was amazing. And I'm like, it's one of those things I really do miss. And I know the new show is good. I've seen it. It's at the castle, but I feel like that show they did at the station really welcomes you into the park.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas like now it's like you've already seen Main Street and then you're just going off to each particular land and waiting to be let in. I mean, it's different.
I think also because with this new show, people like want to get on Seven Dwarfs. Let's be honest, it's like people get there really early. Yeah. So they like go and wait by like the little entrance by where you like, so to the right of the castle, where you sort of go over past where Merida meets, past like sort of near the Mad Tea Party. But that walkway, and people just line up there. They don't even care about the welcome morning show. No. And like when it was at the train station, like I have cried.
You had to watch it. You had to watch it.
I cried watching that show. Like it's so beautiful, and I still watch videos of it. Like,
yeah, no, it's something I do miss very much. And just talking about the station as a whole, I think the Main Street station really does have so much more importance than a lot of people think. It's deliberately put there just to hide the castle. It's the only building on Main Street that is built to actual scale. Everything else is forced perspective. Everything is it's deliberate. And if you look inside the Main Street station itself, you see all this memorabilia. You see a lot of old Walt Disney photos, and then also you, like you said, you do get that great spot for fireworks. And now, if you go back on my previous live streams when I was at Disney, I kind of saw this great spot, which I saw from Zoe, if you're still in the chat, where I'm just sitting on the steps. I'm sitting on the steps, looking out onto Main Street and seeing the castle with the fireworks. It's a great spot. So, and you get to sit down. So, yeah, no, it's so important. And I think the station is something that not only should be explored, but I think it's something where, you know, I don't want anything to really be taken from it. It's perfect what it's there for. So, yeah. Awesome. Love it. And everybody should go on the railroad. No excuses. No excuses to not go on the railroad. Right. My third pick. The next thing I get from Main Street USA is not from what I see, but it's from what I hear. And that is the entertainment and the sounds. Now, if I could be the fifth member of the Dapper Dans, I so would, despite not being able to sing.
Also, your name.
I mean, they got to give me something because my name is Dan, so I could have been the fifth Dan, but I mean, why can't I do that?
I think we need to petition that. Can we make
but I can't sing, so
an honorary
Dan. I just think the entertainment at Main Street USA is something that really also gets really not a lot of love, because you go through Main Street USA and everyone's rushing to, it's like the dash to splash or race to space or heading over to Mine Train, and people don't stop to see all these great characters. And I think that's why the citizens of Hollywood or Hollywood studios are leaving, because not a lot of people really see, you know, stop and watch these acts. If they got rid of the ones from Main Street USA, I will go there with a picket fork and a torch and start like
we'll pull a Gaston.
Exactly. It will be a mob song. These entertainment groups are so important to Main Street because it brings that life to this turn of the century town. You have the trolley show where they come down on Main Street USA, which everybody sings. Everybody is singing that song. You have the Dapper Dans, who are probably the most incredible ensemble of singers in probably the whole of Disney, because not only can they sing, but they use those incredible instruments, those pipe instruments.
Oh yeah,
they're awesome. You've got just the characters that just walk around who are just part. You got the mayor, you got the policeman, you got the fireman, you have the woman who is petitioning for women's rights. You have so many great characters there that really can make your walk down Main Street USA that much special. It's just fantastic. And then including with that, I would also add the vehicles as well. You know, you have the double-decker bus, you have the horse and carriage, you have the small fire engine truck, you have the regular car, the old vintage car. There's so much entertainment there. It's just so unappreciated. You have things like Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. You can spend the whole morning doing Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom on Main Street USA. Mm-hmm. So I could talk about the entertainment just for ages, but I know we don't have time for that. But the entertainment aspect of it is it's that much special. Mm-hmm. So is it something that you walk past and maybe stop and admire and have a look at, or?
So what's so funny is that literally everything you just said was my number 4 pick. So that's my next pick. So if you want to talk about it more, we could totally talk about it more, because I put down the Dapper Dans, I literally put Main Street Trolley Gang, because of the trolley show. And for my last pick, I sort of combined it with the vehicles, but the character meet and greets there, the citizens walking around, like, it's just, I think you said it perfectly that people are always in such a rush to get to an attraction, to make their fast passes, to get to a show. Like, they don't take it in. And I think that's why it's a really cool, like, show that we're talking about Main Street in particular, because it's allowing us to really look at it and appreciate it even more, even though I think all of us really do appreciate it. But it's just like to take an extra second to watch the trolley show, to ride in one of the vehicles, to talk to the cast members that work on Main Street, or just to experience it, because that's what it is. It's another experience in Disney. And I love the entertainment. I like the Dapper Dans. Dan, you said that they're probably the best singers on Disney property, but I like the Cadaver Dance too from the It's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And it's just like the entertainment quality at Disney is amazing. I can't even say enough good things about it, but I love Main Street entertainment.
Yeah, and I was just thinking of, the character meet and greets as well. I mean, you walk in through, under the train station, and then bam, you're hit with all these characters. You can meet Pluto, you can meet Chip and Dale. For some reason, on I think it was maybe 2 or 3 vlogs ago, you could actually meet Mary Poppins outside of Tony's.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
I've never seen that before up until the time that I saw that.
Mm-hmm. And we forgot about Mickey and Tinkerbell.
And then you have the obvious ones, which are Mickey and Tinkerbell in the town hall, where and I think that is we can probably talk about our favorite character meets at one point. But I think those two are quite unique. One, because Tinkerbell's character meet, you are literally taken out of Main Street and brought into Pixie Hollow, and everything is just very well themed and beautiful, and you're the size of a fairy. It's fantastic. And then we could talk about Mickey on Main Street all day long, about
Rip talking Mickey.
Yeah, Rip talking Mickey. We could talk about that. We can have a whole show about Mickey, talking Mickey. But yeah, I mean, there's so much. I feel like there's so much you can do on Main Street in terms of entertainment that I think people just really overlook it. And yes, there's no rides discounting the railroad, because that's more like a actual whole park ride. There's no ride, but there's so much that you can easily spend half a day in Main Street, and I'm not even kidding. Like, you really, really could. Plenty of wall picks, absolutely. One. But yeah, I would certainly say the entertainment, and certainly just lots of the stuff that you can do for sure. Right. Okay. Wow. Main Street is there's so much you could talk about. I mean, we could talk for so long about.
We're not even like scratching the surface. Like the more we talk about, the more I'm thinking about it.
I think we can go on and do one of our honorable mentions. I feel
okay,
and see what everyone is thinking. So go on ahead and hit. I know your first honorable mention was the entertainment. Did you want to talk about that a little bit more, or did you want to do your other one?
I could do my other one, because I feel like we talked about the entertainment, but I think a lot of things that people maybe don't think about in Magic Kingdom in particular is the theming, especially when it comes to the time period, as Dan sort of alluded to earlier, that Main Street is sort of mirrored after, although people are sort of skeptical about this because apparently Marceline, Missouri looks nothing like Main Street, USA. But it, like, if you could like take yourself into the, like, you're just walking in, you're getting to like where the flag is, and you see like all these gas lamps, and Disney like has this progression of time throughout Main Street, which is so unique. And you could see it through the vehicles, the electricity used on Main Street. You could see the progression of gas lamps moved into electric lamps. So in the beginning of Main Street, it's gas lamps. Once you get like down towards the hub, they use electric lamps. They have horse and buggies that sort of are alluding to that time period. Then you have electric cars that, or well, cars that run, you know, on gas, whatever. But like, there's so much technology that they like, I don't know. It's so hard for me to explain it because like, it's just this progression of time throughout Main Street and the little things that you see on Main Street. If you look through the windows, like the one thing I really loved learning about Main Street was through my tour that I did. It was a Christmas present that I got from my brother. It was to do the Marceline to Magic Kingdom tour. And I would like highly, highly recommend that to anyone. And you go through the history of how Main Street started, like Walt's history and him as an artist and him going through the war. And there's so many little things on Main Street. Like the first show that Walt ever saw was Peter Pan. And so that's really special. On the right side of Main Street, they have these really nice classic posters of Peter Pan. You learn about him growing as an adult. And I just, like, I would highly suggest that.
Yeah.
But these little tidbits that you learn about Main Street, because your guide will take you down Main Street and show you all these things about Main Street and the history behind Main Street and the little details that they include. And I know a lot of us, like we mentioned, a lot of us are, you know, running to our favorite attractions or running to our fast passes. We want to make them on time, but a lot of us don't appreciate those little details that make Walt Disney World something that Walt would appreciate.
Yeah.
And it is such a reflection on how much detail and thought they put into the process of making Main Street. And I feel like I could talk about this forever, but it's just knowing how much effort and how much time they put in to transport us into this other time, this other place, this other world. It makes me so interested to learn more about it. And I would love to do more tours. And I love learning the little details about Main Street.
And I think when I was thinking about this, when I was thinking about this time jump and seeing what, you know, the evolution of time, especially on Main Street, the one thing that came to mind, weirdly, was the Carousel of Progress.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really want a true representation of what it was like on the turn of the century, where Main Street USA is based around, the first scene in the Carousel of Progress is what it was like. That's exactly what it was like. Going from that gas to electric lamps, you know, the house amenities like the fridge, freezers, and just the use of technology at that time. That first scene in Carousel Progress is what it's meant to be on Main Street USA. And I think that's what's very clever of how Walt has linked that attraction from the New York World's Fair to what he created in Disneyland, and how Roy and Walt used that for Walt Disney World as well in the Magic Kingdom. So it's very clever, and I think it's something that certainly people overlook 100%. Now, trivia question. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Which day of the year is Main Street USA celebrating?
Oh, I have no idea. That's such a difficult question. Tell me the answer. I want to know.
Well, I'll give you a hint. Mouse Talk got it. It is
nice.
the 4th of July. Now, if you notice all around Main Street, what do you see a lot of?
Flags.
Flags, American flags everywhere. Now, I know you guys over in the United States have flags outside your houses, or a lot of your houses have flags on the outside. But I feel like when it's the 4th of July, they all come out. It's all decorative in the red, white, and blue. And I feel like they've done that, you know, so well, representing that on Main Street, and just really showing American history. So you see all the American flags on top of the Main Street USA buildings. though they're not actually Main Street USA flags, they're fakes.
I knew that. I knew
You
that.
knew that. Otherwise, they would have to take them up, put them up, and take them down every day.
Yeah, every day.
Which would not be good.
Yeah.
Too time consuming. But the whole place is decked out to show that it's the 4th of July. So it's pretty cool. Right. I did have one in mind for my honorable mention, but I've forgotten it. So I'd have to go to my replacement one. No, I do. Okay, I remember it. Wait, I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. So my honorable mention is not so much something to do with Main Street USA itself, but it's more about Walt's use of psychology of how people interact in a theme park. Just go with me. It could be a little bit complicated, but we can sort this out. So Walt loved the fact that you can bring not only your kids, but you and your family to a theme park where you can ride rides together as a family, not just watching your kids ride rides while you sit on a park bench. And Walt thought of a way that he could create Disneyland and Walt Disney World in a way that the park is more like a ride itself. Now, he decided that he deliberately placed shops and restaurants on Main Street in a particular way. Now, he deliberately put all the restaurants on the right-hand side of Main Street USA and all of the shops, aka the Emporium, on the left-hand side of the road of Main Street USA. Now, what side of the road do you drive on?
We drive on the right.
So you drive on the right-hand side of the road, which means Walt's psychology felt like, right, most people are going to walk up Main Street on the right-hand side of the road. So and what do you do in the morning?
Oh, we want to eat.
You want to eat. So what did he put on the right-hand side of the road?
Food, and they pump out those nice smells for us. Ugh.
Exactly. So he put the Main Street Bakery there. He put the ice cream parlor there. He put the confectionery there. So you leave an attraction. You get off Winnie the Pooh, or you get off Space Mountain. What do you get into?
Wait, what was the question again? Sorry.
you get off Winnie the Pooh, or you get off Space Mountain, or you get off Expedition Everest. You get off a ride, and what do you come to?
We go through the gift shop.
You go through a gift shop. So what do you come to before you leave the park?
The gift, basically Casey's Corner and then the Emporium.
So obviously it's been a long day, so you get a little bit of food.
Yep.
And then you shop. And then you leave, right? So Walt had this psychology, right? Not only is Main Street going to be the most popular place in the whole of Disney, but I can use this for business advantage. I know for a fact that people walk up the side on the right-hand side of the road and eat in the morning and come back down for the gift shop. Now, what do? Because I drive on the left-hand side of the road.
You still go to the food because you're Dan.
You know me too well. It's weird because every time I go to Disney, every time I go to the Magic Kingdom, I walk down the left-hand side. I always go through the Emporium first.
That's so funny because actually I walk on the left-hand side, or I go through the Emporium to get into Magic Kingdom.
That's weird. It's so bizarre. But Walt believed that that was the way to go. But I don't think it all depends on, that person. But he did have a great psychology in mind about how he wanted to deliberately place his shops and restaurants. And that's what I found so interesting about Main Street USA, the way it's constructed.
Oh, he was just so smart and so talented and so innovative. And like, I don't know, I feel like this could also be another topic that we could talk about, is just like what he would think about the company today and Walt Disney World, and like like, would he be really proud of what he did? And I think like all of his accomplishments is so incredible for, I mean, it is a whole company, but for this one man to come up with all these ideas and like that business sense, that entrepreneur in him, like came up with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, what a way to end episode 19. That is just, I think we'll need a two-parter. It's quite funny because you look at Main Street USA and you're like, there's not much there. But you can talk so much about it. It is absolutely crazy. Hey, Ross, what is up? How's it going?
Howdy,
hey, howdy, hey.
I already have like stuff in my head. I'm like, this is what I'm going to talk about next time.
We'll have to bring it up another time. And I think absolutely Corey will have some great ideas as well if we ever did a part.
We need like a two-parter for Thanos, a two-parter for music, and a two-parter for Main Street.
And food.
Donna, you're not
supposed to. Hey, Donna.
And don't type.
Yeah, just it's good to see you that you're here, and we're sending you all of our love. So
yeah,
hope you are having a very good speedy recovery. But we're glad that you're here. Right, so as per usual, let's run back through our list and just talk about, just literally go through 1, 2, and 3 and our honorable mentions. So down to you first. Up to you. There you go.
Okay, so my number 1 was the castle reveal. My number 2 was the Roy and Minnie statue. My number 3 was the Main Street train station. My number 4 were the Dapper Dans, the Main Street trolley, and the rest of the entertainment on Main Street. And then my number 5 was sort of the history of Main Street, the gas lamps, the cars. Oh, and then I forgot to talk about Walt's apartment above the firehouse in Disneyland. Guys, that's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole like Walt Disney's secrets and things like that. We should definitely do that. That'd be awesome.
Dan, that's like fact or fiction. Like, you know so much about that. But another time, guys. We're already over.
We're already way over. But good thing live streaming is quiet today, so we'll be all good. Great. I love those picks. They were absolutely amazing. And again, we could talk so much about those. My picks were, the first one was the wow moment when you see Main Street for the first time, or the first time in a long time that you've seen Main Street, the first time you actually get onto Main Street. That was my first choice. Number 2 was obviously the food. I mean, can I even say any more than that?
Dan, food, hand in hand.
I mean, like, I didn't get this body naturally. It's food, right?
Oh my goodness.
Number 3 is the entertainment with the vehicles, the characters, just everything that happens on Main Street in terms of the entertainment that make you smile and make you really invest into what's going on. So Dapper Dans, the trolley, Pluto, just lots and lots of great stuff. Number 4 was Walt's philosophy of building Main Street, where the restaurants and the shops would be placed. And my number 5 was actually the Emporium, because I could talk a lot about the Emporium and how it's developed over the years, how it used to be all different shops and then it's become all one shop, and just it's just such an interesting place to go during a trip.
For sure.
Episode 19 is done.
I know, like whenever we get to the end of our episodes, I'm like, oh, it went by so fast.
So
why can't we keep talking about Disney?
Why can't we keep going?
I know.
But big announcement. Next week is our 20th episode.
I can't believe it.
I feel like we've just started this thing.
I feel like it was just yesterday that you sent me a message and you're like, hey, we're thinking about doing a live stream. I wasn't even like a regular person yet. And you're like, do you want to be on it? Because you're the first person that suggested it to us. Because I thought you and Corey would be like awesome together. And then you guys invited me and I was like so honored.
You know, when it comes to like episode 100, we're going to have to do like our top 100 favorite moments of Disney Fiasco.
Oh my God. Yes.
So episode number 20 is next week, and actually I had a great idea. It was a tag video that was started by Rob, our friend Rob Fuzz, who's actually in Vegas right now, and Nick on his live stream today suggested this, and it was our top 10 Disney things, just our top things we like about Disney. I know some of us have already done these tag videos. Some of them have done different ones, but I think it'd be quite cool to have it more of a discussion as well about the things that we love. So I think we'll maybe do that next week, or we might do something completely different. We're not too sure. But leave in the comments below if you like us to do that or something different. But yeah, big shout out to Nick, who from Magical News Live, who suggested that idea. And hopefully Corey will be back next week for our 20th episode. I'm going to try and convince him, but if not, that's okay. But we are still going to continue as normal for Disney Fiasco episode number 20. But episode 19 is done. Any plugs, Megan? You've just released a new vlog today.
I did. I have been editing all of my new videos too, so those should be coming up soon. So like today I released my last video from my May trip, and so that means that the videos coming up are gonna be my new ones. I have like a lot of videos I still have to film, but those videos are edited and they will be up soon. And if you guys like, well, I know a lot of you guys were saying that you really liked seeing my boyfriend in my video. And so he's going to be in my vlogs from my trip because he was obviously there with me. And we went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, and that was a really fun night. And I don't want to do spoilers, but we like broke my record of how many fast passes we got ever. And so that was really fun. It was like we started a fast pass challenge. And I think that everyone should do that when they go. So like Walt, next week when you go, try and get as many fast passes as you can in one day. It was so much fun. I'm going to try and break it again when I go with my mom. But yeah, check out my new video.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed Megan's new video. Please go check her out on Twitter and on Instagram as well. Mickey's Magic. The link will be in the description box down below. But yeah, hopefully you have a really fun week. I look forward to your new videos coming up really soon. And we'll see you next week, which will be really fun for episode 20. Awesome. And for me, did a live stream yesterday, Friday night, just chill stream, which was really awesome, celebrating my 600 subscribers. Yeah, that's crazy. So crazy. Tomorrow I will be releasing, big news, my last ever video of Illuminations Reflections of Earth. It'll be the last Illuminations video that will be up on my channel, and it'll be the last time I will ever see it. And fortunately, that video will be with Josh and Jenna from Resort TV 1. It'll be with Josh and Jenna, as well as Nick and R-Johns. So yeah, that vlog will be up tomorrow. Illuminations with Resort TV 1, Nick and R-Johns. That'll be up tomorrow. So that'll be really fun. And yeah, it's just been a really crazy week. You can check me out also at Disney Dan on Twitter and on Instagram. And I've recently set out a PayPal account. So if you want to donate, it's completely up to you. It's not, it's all down to you. If you want to help donate to grow the channel, it's completely down to you. It's not, you know, compulsory or anything. If you'd like to, that'll be absolutely amazing. I would be absolutely the most grateful person in the world, but you don't have to if you don't want to. As long as you are here with me, that's all I care about, because you guys are my friends and not my subscribers. You're all 600 and how many? 608 friends. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. And speaking of which, R-Johns is here. Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, R-Johns
is the man. So episode number 20 next week. Thank you so much, Megan, for joining me.
Oh, thank you. Also, wait, before we go, to give Corey a shout out, go check out his new video. It's really awesome. It's really motivational, and we love our partner channels.
Yeah, we love our partner channels. Go check out Corey Fiasco and check out his latest video, which is without a doubt probably one of my favorite videos of the month by far. It's just absolutely amazing. So please go check that out. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by. Please make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Subscribe to not only my channel, but to Megan's and to Corey's. And we'll see you all this week and hopefully next week for Disney Fiasco episode number 20.
Episode 20. What?
All right, guys, live your life with a smile each and every day, and I'll see you guys real soon. Take care. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye.
Bye.